Everybody, this is Jim at SB500chart.com. It's 8:30 on Thursday evening, May 30th, 2013. Sorry this is coming to you a little bit late, but my wife had a death in her family. She lost a brother early this morning who lived not that far from us. So we've been kind of helping out with the family and all that stuff. So let me just read this to you, then we'll take a quick look. The website and the video are for educational purposes only. Nothing stated at the site or in this video is intended to be used as investment advice. I can draw lines on charts, but you have to draw your own conclusions from your own research and make investment decisions that are suitable for your personal financial situation. I'm not a licensed financial professional. I'm just a guy that draws lines on charts. So here we are looking at a 30-minute chart, and couple of interesting things happened today. The first was that we've been talking about this little blue line right here that really has its defining initial characteristics from the 6 days of trading that took place between May 3rd and May 3rd, well, really May 3rd and May 10th. And if we extend that line out, even now, we can see all these little moves that kind of juke and jive, get over it, bounce on it, get under it, bounce on it, get over it, get under it, bounce, get over it, bounce. So that's just kind of an interesting thing. I don't think it's critical at all, because the fact of the matter is the market's moving at will above or below this line, so it's got very, very limited influence. So I'm going to leave it on the chart, but I'm going to make it really light, like the lightest color. Well, let's go one shade more than that. And I'm going to make these blue lines a little darker because we got a little bit of a confirmation today that we are likely dealing with a triangle consolidation, which, by the way, a consolidation does not imply that it's going to go up or down. I used to think that a consolidation generally would mean that it would be a continuation pattern, but it really isn't. Consolidation just means we went in one direction and now we're essentially going sideways. And it's almost as if the market is absorbing that level and then it decides what it wants to do with it. So as we talked about yesterday, if this pattern plays out as a triangle does, then we would be looking at, with an upside breakout, we would be looking at a move likely to about 1700, and with a downside breakout, we'd be looking for a move to about 1600. So depending upon where it moves, where it breaks out, could have a slight alteration of those target levels. But the fact is, what happened today, we came into the day with 3 touches on this bottom line, but only 2 on the top. And now we leave the day with 3 on the top. So that tells me, yeah, it sure looks to me like that's what the way this thing is playing out. Additionally, just a little interesting thing, I had drawn this descending line here just to kind of show that it looked like whenever the S&P got over that line, then it made the trip to the top line, came down to the bottom, got over it, and today made the trip to the top line. Let's see what happens tomorrow. I can tell you this, that if we connect the bottoms on this 15-minute chart that took place, the very, very, very minor lows, then you can see this little channel right here. Well, it's not a channel until I add the other line. There you go. There's our little ascending channel in the S&P. That broke near the end of the day today after just, it missed it by an eyelash. maybe we come back for a back test and get a good solid tag on this line tomorrow. That's certainly possible. But this just adds a little bit more evidence to the general idea that we are dealing with a triangle type of pattern. So going into tomorrow, what do? Well, we look to this line as support and this line as resistance. And we don't know which way this pattern will break. Could break up, we go to 1700. Could break down, we go to 1600. The last time I saw a triangle develop after a prolonged move was back, I believe, in 2011. And it looked like, boy, it sure looked bad. As a matter of fact, a lot of other analysts were saying, oh, we got a break of this channel here, and this is a reversal. And I kept looking at that thing, and I was going, there was a larger inverted head and shoulders pattern that was involved at the time, and the S&P had just missed the target. So that kind of got me to thinking, I think this could continue to go up. Let me see if I can find that. Well, it was, I can't remember. I think it was right about in here where we came up and then we came down and made a little triangle that's really, you almost can't see it, but it's this little bunched up stuff right here. And the general idea was that this channel came up here, it had a blow off top, and then came down. It was going to consolidate and then come swooping back down. But because of this inverted head and shoulders pattern back here, it hadn't quite made the target. I kept having this little bullish bias. So maybe I got lucky there. But here with what we're looking at is we are looking at a pattern that is developed outside of any other development in the chart that tells us to expect more upside. If we had an inverted head and shoulders pattern underneath us that told us that we should be looking for 1720, I probably wouldn't hesitate and say this pattern will likely break to the upside. But can't say that. Not where we sit right now. So guys, there you have it. Pretty short and sweet. Watch this triangle. Whenever this bottom line or this top line breaks, we're going to get a move of approximately 47 points. That's a decent size. So I think that would be a tradable event. But you have to decide that for yourself. And I'm not telling you what to do with your money. I'm just pointing out this pattern and telling you that this is what these things tend to do. Now, just one more thing. It might be tempting to pull this line back here and say that this is possibly a head and shoulders pattern with a very shallow left shoulder, a big head, and then a big old kind of confusing looking right shoulder. It doesn't really matter because we're still getting our measurement from the same spot in the chart. And so really pretty much regardless of whether this is a little strangely malformed head and shoulders or whether it's just a triangle, it really means the same thing. So guys, that's your video for May 30th, 2013. Watch this, whichever one gets taken out, in all likelihood there will be a 45 to 47 point move in the S&P that follows that breakout or that breakdown. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. I appreciate your time and attention, and honest to goodness, I hope you get something out of this. But I want to also say, with the events that took place in our family today, it's only money. hug the ones you love, take care of them, spend time with them. And remember, nobody ever said on their deathbed, if only I'd made more money. They almost always say, if only I'd spent more time with the people I loved. Don't mean to bring you down, but that's a fact. You will have a more fulfilled life if you are a good person in your relationships and you invest not your money in the markets, but your time into the benefit of those people that you care about. So hey, I'm off my soapbox. Take care.